Hey y'all, Ramdino here, coming at you again from North Carolina. Well, it's been a while since I updated you last. Fortunately, I was able to get out on the Appalachian Trail myself and get some great trail time in. And then, of course, we've lost some of the daylight hours, so that's why we had to bring it inside today. Tough to get home from the Matrix and get anything done and have time to, to give you an update outside, so we had to bring it in now. Hopefully we'll be able to do a little better job of that being outside, because that's where I want to be, outside anyway. And to be honest with you, I'd much rather be on the trail, but it's going to be a few years before I can do that on a regular basis, or more than I do now. But let's go ahead and get to the Appalachian Trail Thru Hiker update, because that's what you came here to find out about. So we've still got some folks that are out there, and since we last got together, we've had several people summit. We had, so who's out there right now? Well, Crazy Quilt, she has completed the Vermont section of the AT that she is doing, and she's somewhere around 1,130 miles completed, and she is going to go home now for the winter. She's going to continue in the south in the spring, and she's going to stay in contact and keep us updated. And we'll let you know when she gets back out there on the trail. And I'm sure she's not the only one. A lot of folks from 2020 that didn't get finished, they're going to go on home for the winter and get some things done, and then they'll come back out and finish in 2021. $2 Steak, he is done with Vermont. He is into Massachusetts, and he has got somewhere around 30-ish hiking days left on his track, and he does plan to finish this year. Daisy, she is in Northern Virginia. Colonel Clothesline and Lindsay, which is Sunset, they have summited Katahdin, and now they are in the south. And not sure if they plan to finish the remainder, but they did do over 1,200 miles. So congratulations to them. That is a lot of miles. Fixin' and Silky, you probably saw them if you follow them. They got married. I do not know if they finished. Don't know if they plan to get back out there, although that would have been a heck of a honeymoon to see them finish somewhere at Katahdin or Springer or wherever. But in any case, if you know if they do plan to finish, or if they did finish, please let me know so I can let everybody else know. Redbeard, he is in Virginia. Monk, he is under 100 miles, and he is going to be finishing up the southern section, and he'll be done, and that will be this week. Crash is somewhere around mile 2,000 on his Subo, probably well over that now, since that was several days ago since he updated me, and he is going to be done the first week of November. So yes, he's probably in the double digits now that he's got left. And Old Oriskany, he is in Pennsylvania, which all I can say is burr, because the last I saw in Pennsylvania, it had snowed. Monk sent me some pictures of a field that's completely covered in snow. And Old Oriskany said a couple days ago that he had about 300 miles left to finish on his hike. So hopefully he will get done. If you're 2020 and you're not going to finish this year, or if you're going to be doing your hike in 2021, please let me know and go to my place there that I have a link where you can sign up to be included in the updates for next year and be included as part of the hiker list for next year. I'll leave that down in the description section down there, and you can go and automatically fill out your information there. If you're not comfortable filling that out, let me know, and I'll be glad to fill it out for you. Some people have left some of those places blank. For instance, they may not have a social media page yet, or may not have a trail name yet, and that's cool. Don't worry. As you get those, then let me know, and I'll be glad to update those for you. But please do that. We want to track as many people as we can, and I know that the folks back home that are living vicariously through you, they want to support you through your social media pages and accounts that you have there, and just give you an attaboy and keep you pumped up all the way to whether it be Katahdin or Springer or anywhere in between. So I'd encourage you to go and do that, and look forward to folks. We've got somewhere, last time I checked, we've already got 37, and hopefully that's climbed since a few days ago, that have already signed up for 2021. So that's 2020 folks that are going to finish in 2021, or folks that are going to be going to be doing their entire hike in 2021. So what kind of finishes did we have since we were last talked? Well, Granger and Slider, they finished at High Rocks. I got to meet them on the trail on my last section hike, and that was great meeting them. Enjoyed that. Granger Slider, they're just a great couple, great hikers, and that was just the really one of the big thrills of that hike. I did an interview with them while I was out there, and I'll be putting that, posting that in the next week or so. But in any case, thanks Granger Slider for having lunch with me there, and I believe that was Gathland State Park there. So that was great. Enjoyed that very much. They did finish, and they finished at High Rocks Ledges up in Maryland, and they had a very colorful, finish. If you know anything about High Rock Ledges, there, not a place for practicing leave no trace. Most people don't in that area, but it is a very colorful spot. Muan, she finished in Harper's Ferry, and she finished like a day after I left Harper's Ferry. So Muan, I am sorry I missed you at Harper's Ferry. Would love to have been there when you finished, but congratulations. Wild, he finished at Katahdin, and he was one of the last folks to finish up at Katahdin. So congratulations to him. That was awesome. Wild has kept me updated most of the time, and I greatly appreciate folks that update me. That way I don't have to go out and look for them or anything, and I just enjoy that camaraderie of chatting really quick. I try not to take up too much of your time, because I know that you got other things to do than talk to Ramdino, but I do enjoy that, and that's just part of being a hiker community, that camaraderie that we have with each other. So Big Rig, he is done, and he finished at Springer, and he also did 8+ bonus miles on the approach trail. So congratulations, you Big Rig. And Knoxville, he also finished at Springle. So congratulations to you, Knoxville. Curly, he also finished. Curly is not somebody that I tracked the whole time, and he's not somebody that updated us, but I would encourage you to go to his Instagram page. I'll have that posted there after this video post. I'll have it posted there with the rest of the hikers that we tracked this year. He'll be the last one on there, and the reason I'm doing that is because he has some really clever remarks that he puts up on a lot of his pages and a lot of his posts and stuff. So he's a pretty funny guy. Just graduated from NC State. Go Pack! And the funny thing is that my sister and brother-in-law knew him somehow throughout the family. Not my family, but I think my brother-in-law's family knew him. He's a brother, the boyfriend of a girl from a third cousin once removed, something like that. But anyway, and when I was on a hike, not this past time, but the one before that, when we went through Laurel Creek Falls, he actually passed me somewhere. I think we were down at the falls, but he passed me and didn't see us down there, and so or recognize us. And so it's just kind of amazing that the trail community is smaller than people actually think. But in any case, Curly, congratulations to you. So if you know some other folks out there that I didn't mention, please give me their names and stuff. Love to reach out to them, love to have them, and love to honor them by putting their finishing picture here and also on the thumbnail. One of the things about this year is the number of thru hikers this year is going to be significantly down from what it was last year. Of course, that is due to the pandemic that we're going through right now. But I just kind of wanted to give you a little bit of perspective of that. Wild was one of the last to summit Katahdin before they closed for the season. And his number was number 311. So Baxter State Park gave him the NOBO number. Again, recognizing him as a NOBO Appalachian Trail thru hiker. 311 to summit. So there was a few after him, but not a lot. Well, last year, as I reported in my October 5th, 2019 update, by that time we had over 900 people that had summited at Katahdin, which was a record over previous years. So obviously that's less than a third of that figure there. So unfortunately, 2021 is going to be a challenge as well. And we're going to take a look at that in a later video coming up. So some trail news, as I indicated, Katahdin is closed now. They closed on October 16th, and so all Katahdin and travel trails and their trailheads will be closed until somewhere around December 1st. That is to protect the environment up there. They want to get good snowpack. They want to get stuff frozen up there so that the plants that are underneath can be protected, particularly in the tableland and places like that where there are some species of plants that are easily trampled. If you've been to Katahdin before, you know that there is a specific path you have to walk, and you're not supposed to get off of it. And that's to protect the alpine environment up there. So that is why it has closed. And these trails will be closed till December 1st, they said, the start of the winter season, or later if freeze-thaw cycles continue to render alpine plant communities vulnerable to greater impacts from hikers. Accumulating snow expected Saturday, and that was 2 Saturdays ago, will obscure trail markings, which contributes not only to issues of natural resource protection, but also hiker safety. As you know, and as we've reported, there were at least 3 people that died this year up on Katahdin. Gates will be closed on South Branch Pond Road and Roaring Brook Road at the Sanctuary line. So Katahdin is closed, but they'll be open back up December 1st. Last year, they actually did not close until November 1st. So the weather turned poor, and by poor I mean it was really wet up there, and of course the wet weather produces more erosion. Wet without freezing produces more erosion, and that harms the alpine environment up there. So a few other things going on the trail that you need to be aware of. It's still hunting season all up and down the trail. When Come Along and I was hiking last week, we heard shots all the time. We didn't have any orange on. I felt a little stupid for that. Come Along kept trying to put sticks in his head, and I don't know what that was all about. But anyway, there's some crazy hunters out there who don't know the difference between a deer and a hiker. So please wear some orange while you're out there until usually hunting seasons get over sometime up and down the trail, middle of December into December. Shelters in Maryland then last week were very dry, and there was not a lot of water on the trail either. I know we have had some rain since hurricane just passed up through that area, but because they're dry, it takes a lot of rain to replenish the aquifers, so they're probably still dry. We stayed in Pennsylvania at a hostel there with no quarantine issues from the hostel owner. We specifically asked him about that, and he said, "Hey, you're from North Carolina, don't worry about it." I guess there's some states that they might worry about you, particularly some of those up north, like in New York and places, but he didn't have a problem with it. And the restaurants we went to there, which was really only one, but we did drive and see other restaurants. We didn't see a lot of people wearing masks in any of them. Mun the Trail Angel from Pennsylvania. Mun typically replenishes water supplies and puts out water caches for hikers. He has pulled those now and will no longer be doing that just because there's not a lot of hikers up there. No point in maintaining them. Plus, they would just freeze now with winter coming on. So one thing I want everybody to know about, and I hope you'll spread this word, that there is a Thanksgiving meal coming up at the Holston Baptist Church there, and they are calling it the Holston Baptist Thanksgiving for Hikers, which is on Thursday, November 26th, from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. So if you're a through hiker or a section hiker or an alum from any year, you are invited to this big shindig they're having there. If you're out on the trail, they're going to have free laundry services. They'll have free showers with soap and towels and all of that. So I would encourage you to do that. It's going to be at the Calvary Baptist Church of Irwin, Tennessee Fellowship Hall. And so they're going to be also, they've arranged for discount camping at the Nolichucky River Campground for $20 there, and that would also include a shower there as well. They'll have free masks. They'll have rides. They can come and pick you up. They'll have shuttles from the various hostels in Irwin and over at Rome Mountain. So, and then some of those hostels are also going to be shuttling people in. So, Boots Off, Uncle Johnny's, Station at 19E, Mount Harbor Hostel, all of that. So one of the things they would like for you to do is go to the Facebook page, and I'll include this in the description section, and you can RSVP there by the November 19th. So they need to know how many folks are coming in a roundabout way. So please, or you can leave a comment down here. I'll pass that along to Marlene. Marlene is a trail angel from Irwin area, and she's kind of helping arrange this. And then so has Charlotte and Miss Janet have kind of played a role in this. They've kind of formed a committee, and so it's very organized. And Marlene, we greatly appreciate you doing that. And so if you would go to that Facebook page there, I will leave that down there, or you can just go to Facebook and look up for the Holston Baptist Thanksgiving for Hikers. So don't forget about that, and I'll leave that link down in the description section. The ATC headquarters is closing beginning on November 9th. So they've already closed the interior of it when the pandemic hit. Now they're closing the outside. So they claim they're closing it by anticipation of colder weather and fewer visitors. So I don't know. I get fewer visitors, but is one person not worth it? Where's the threshold for not enough people showing up to be worth it? And then as far as it being cold, well, okay, it gets cold in Harper's Ferry. Let's put some heaters out there or something. I don't know, but I'm a little disappointed in the way the ATC's handled stuff this year, as I know a lot of people are. And so I hate that they're closing that. They indicate that they're going to be doing some renovations on the interior to try to I guess beef it up for COVID restrictions that may come up in the spring. But I would think they're not using personnel from the ATC. They're probably subbing that out to carpenters and people like that, or I don't know, but I wouldn't think it'd be the same personnel that have been manning the information and the phones that are doing that. But in any case, they are closing beginning on November 9th and closing until the spring sometime. Look out for tree deadmans and stuff like that out there on the trail. We did have Hurricane Zeta that came through Georgia, North Carolina, Tennessee, southern and mid-Virginia. So trail maintainers probably have not had time to get out there and look for deadmans and things like that. And just also be careful. There'll probably be some blowdowns across the trail. Try your best to practice leave no trace and not create new trails around that. I know sometimes if a big huge tree canopy goes down right over the trail, you kind of don't have a choice, but just try to do your best that you can, and hopefully the trail maintainers will get out there and take care of that sooner rather than later. Folks, that's all I got this week. I got some more videos that are coming out in the next couple days, certainly in a couple weeks. I've got my more videos on my last hike, and then I've got some special videos coming out, some gear reviews, and I've also got one coming out. I want to talk about the 2021 year upcoming and some things going on with that. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Leave a comment, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel, and as always, appreciate you, and we'll see you out there.